Hi, today on the 29th of March, I got a quite small book haul, two poetry books from the library. The first one is a very beautiful book. This is Favourite Poems of the Countryside, and it has so many sort of old names: Wordsworth, Thomas Hardy, Byron, Shelley, and some others. And beautiful illustrations as well. I believe those are trout. They look like trout, not quite sure. Um, uh, this has one of my favourite poems of all time. I Wander Lonely as a Cloud by William Wordsworth. Must be one of the nation's favourite poems as well, one of the nation's most well known poems. So, give it a read. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on higher valves and vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze, continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, that stretched in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not be but be gay in such a jocund company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the snow to me had brought. For oft when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude. And then my heart with pleasure fills, and dances with the daffodils. So it's my type of poetry. Maybe not everybody's, but I do. I think my favourite type of poetry would be poems about nature, about the countryside, about flowers, vegetables, fruits, so on and so forth. So I'll be reading various poems from this collection through the year. And the second poetry book I bought is Charles Bukowski. Um, you get so alone, or on the front cover it says, "You get so alone at times that it just makes sense." But on the spine here, it just says, "You get so alone." So this is actually my first ever time that I'll be reading Bukowski. I've never read any of his work before. There's none of his novels or his poetry, although I know his poetry from Strip Cover Lit, who have done poetry reviews of Bukowski's work. So it'll be interesting. It might be a challenge. I'm not sure, but I'm excited to see what the poetry and if I can understand it. Let's see, a small one so I can recite. Oh, yeah, quick. I saw one earlier I wanted to read, but I can't find it. Mm. Okay, well, that's Just the Way It Is by Charles Bukowski. Sometimes, when everything seems at its worst, when all conspires and gnaws, and the hours, days, weeks, years seem wasted, stretched there upon my bed in the dark, looking upward at the ceiling, I get what many will consider an obnoxious thought. It's still nice to be Bukowski. I quite like that. That's a short poem. So, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this and reading Bukowski. I might do some poetry reviews, but it's not something that well, I don't know if daunted is the right word, but it would be quite challenging and I think quite difficult a thing to do. And I wouldn't necessarily start with Bukowski. I think it would be more Robert Burns that would be doing poetry reviews of. Other stuff that I might be a bit more comfortable with, but we'll see. I wouldn't rule out doing poetry reviews. I think it will happen at some point. And those were the two books I got from the library today. Yeah, good selection. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.